Hello, hello. Hey, everybody. How are you doing? I hope everyone is having a great evening, and I hope you can hear me. As usual, I'm doing that beginning check. Wow, let me check the chat. Look at the chat's already going busy. This is amazing. This is amazing. Good. Excuse me. Good evening, Carla. How are you doing today? And Bernard, greetings from the UK. My goodness, thank you for joining us. All the way from the UK. Fellow Temerians. I really like that one. Thank you very much, Bernard. How are you? I'm sorry. It looks like you're saying you're missing your beauty sleep, but I'm sure you look absolutely gorgeous. You don't need any of that. Hi, Ted. How are you doing? From Fort Worth. Greetings, Ted and Sandra, or Sandra. Apologies if I'm mispronouncing that. And Yogi, great to see everyone today. Oh man, this is so exciting, and wow, from Oregon and Australia. We're worldwide, everybody. We are worldwide calligraphers. Thank you for letting me know you can hear me, Ted. I appreciate that. Otherwise, sometimes I feel like maybe I'm just rambling on and you can't hear me. Meanwhile, maybe I've got like the mute button on the microphone still depressed or something like that. For anyone who watched the Endless Inspiration video that I did, you might have seen the blooper at the end of that where I realized, like, I think roughly 80% through the recording that I never actually turned on the microphone, so it was just the audio coming from the camera, which isn't the best. So you saw my real live reaction laughing out loud at that mistake. And wow, hi Natalia, wonderful to see you. So yeah, lots of exciting stuff today. I'm gonna start out with trying out something a little bit different, so we'll see how that goes. But first, announcements this week. I am getting ready to launch a new class pretty soon, so I'm gonna be limiting this first one to just around 20 people, I think, so far. So if anyone's interested, feel free to shoot me an email, because I'll be sharing some more details about that soon. I think it's gonna be really fun and exciting. We'll be focusing also on all sorts of Blackletter stuff. And as usual, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. That would be fantastic and really appreciate it. There is a link for tips in the description if you find this fun or valuable. And man, with that, I think, geez, I'll have to think if there's any other announcements along the way. But I was excited to try something new today. So I'm gonna transition to the overhead camera and we'll dive right on in. In the meantime, how are you all today? I hope you guys had a great weekend. How's your Monday going so far? So today, as a change, as I'm switching over to the camera, so you can see a blank sheet of paper. I was so grateful for all of the folks who have left tips so far. I thought it was really, really, really kind of you. I thought I would start out today by maybe writing some names, and I grabbed from that list. I've got 4 names, so I figured I haven't had a chance to like warm up too much today or anything like that, or even write anything fun. So I figured I'll just start with some like loose calligraphy, loose Blackletter. For anybody who remembers my old Instagram profile, I had a weekly thing that I always loved doing, which I called Gratitude, which was gratitude on Tuesday for everybody that was following, and I feel that gratitude especially for this wonderful group, and thanks to everyone who was kind enough to leave a tip as well over the past few weeks. So I thought we could start. I could warm up a little bit, and we can do some really loose Blackletter calligraphy of some names. So I'll start with that. We'll just do. I've just got a few names that we'll start with really quickly, and then we'll get into some circle fun today. And I will be doing something a little bit different for that today too. So the first name that I've got is Vicky. So I'm just gonna do some loose lines for this. I'm not gonna worry about keeping it very neat. Oh, looks like I grabbed the wrong pen. So for anyone who's curious, actually handy to show. It's super hard to tell probably, but this is another one of my modified parallel pens. Sorry if that gave anyone whiplash. But can you see the tip there? I turned this parallel pen into a scroll nib just by drilling a little hole there in the tip. So there's no ink in it, so it's going to be kind of futile to try to write with it for now. But just so you know, you can modify these pens in all sorts of fun ways. So let's zoom out a little bit and then let's see. I'm going to grab the big 6mm pen for these. I love doing that because you can get some really fun textures with this pen. So I'm just going to start really loosely. We'll start, first name was Vicky, and I'm not going to pick any major directions or any, and again, this is going to be super loose. So we'll try maybe like a little curve going this way. There we go. That's some loose black letter. And I always love some of the textures that we can get with these pens. So there's a cool V. We'll do a loose textured eye. So hey, let me know if you like this. And hey, maybe we can do some more names here in the future. So there's the C. And then we'll do kind of a loose, rough K. All right. And then Vicky ends with an I. So do another loose I like that. And then maybe like a swooshy thing at the end there. Then I have to dot my I. Let's dot that one. And we'll dot that one too. There we go. What do we think of that kind of loose name or loose black letter? And then sometimes I like doing some of these flourishes, and for these I'll usually just use the corner of the pen, and then we could even like swoosh around like that and add a cool little flourish. I've got Shawnee next, so capital S. Oh man, there's so many fun ways to write S's. Let's see, today I kind of feel like doing the slightly angular one, so let's start here, maybe go up and straight, and then I'll do a big wide bottom there, and then maybe that kind of a rough line, and then an S, and I feel like I'm definitely going to be adding some flourishes to that S. What do you guys think? I see Carla saying very cool, love the effect. Yeah, it's really fun getting these textures, and I tend to do these just by like varying the pressure on the pen. I don't push as hard necessarily. There's an H, and then I'll just write the letters very, very loose, and that gives it kind of that variability in the sizes a little bit. I don't know, I like doing this style of loose. I call it maybe more of a graffiti style of black letter. There's a W that went up a little bit higher, and we'll come in there, come a little bit low like that, and then maybe I'll start the N a little bit lower, like that, and then we've got an I and an E to finish off. I do like the letter E too at the end. It can always be fun. So yeah, like there's so many options with the letter E. This time, let's do a long bottom there. And then I'm kind of feeling like doing a long bit at the top too. So maybe like that. A crossbar. So I don't know. Again, this is kind of talking to these rumors that you can write in straight lines and not in circles. Again, not 100% convinced that I believe in that, but we'll see. We'll see how this turns out. Maybe we'll grab a flourish off the top of the E. I skipped a little bit with the pen, but that's okay. All right, 2 more names. Again, thank you all for the tips. Super, super appreciate them. So Yogi, I believe, is the next one. So let's see. We did the V with a curve out like that. So let's maybe keep it consistent today. So start with a line, and then draw a curve like that, and then maybe straight. And let's see, for the Y, maybe I'll start way up here, and then come in. And there's so many things you can do with these. So I know I'll have an O next. Maybe we'll curve it that way. and then come in like that. What do you guys think? How are we doing with straight lines today? What do you think? And again, this for me is a fun style to practice just because you can just write it very loosely. And just kind of have fun with the gestures. I feel like it helps me warm up sometimes a little bit when I write a little loose. And then, okay, maybe we mirror the Y a little bit with that G. What do you think? There we go. And then we'll do another I here. And we'll curve that one up. Man, I have a lot of room up here, so let's do a very swooshy eye. Like that. And I always will feel like I need a little bit more fun in here. And then that can curve. You can go on for ages with these. So thank you very much, Yogi. And then last but certainly not least, I've got Linda. So the L can be a fun letter. And we don't always have to use curves. Sometimes we can use straight lines and stuff too. So maybe I'll even keep this one a little bit straighter. So here we'll do like here. That's kind of maybe the beginning of this L. And we'll curve it in like that. Maybe have another line up here. And so one idea I'm having right now as I'm writing is I could even use that top line as the dot for the eye. Why not? Let's try that out. See how that goes. And then N. Oh, thank you, Yogi. I appreciate all of your kind support. And here's the D. Then we can have lots of fun with the D. Could come all the way out here. Yeah, does anyone remember from the old Instagram days about these Grata Tuesday names that I used to put on there? This was the process behind it. So we've got Linda. So an A here at the end. So fun, you can really do a lot with these pens and with these lines. So maybe I'll just keep this one. I mean, I don't know. Getting all sorts of ideas. I'll just keep this one a little bit shorter. And then heck, who knows? We'll come out from here maybe with a curve. So do you think there's Linda, kind of a free graffiti style Linda. All right. So I feel like the arms are getting looser. I feel like I'm fairly well warmed up now. So thank you all again. I really do appreciate. Here's everyone's names one more time. Really do appreciate all the support. You all are absolutely the best. Thank you everyone who's here. You guys are absolutely fantastic. So getting back to, we're gonna do circles, but it's gonna be a little bit different today. So I've got, again, 2 quotes that I've picked out for today. I'm gonna zoom in and focus. All right, so the first quote, number 1 on the left, you can see it. It says, "To seek something is to believe in its possibility," which, as a quote that I like, it's one that's been made into my collection over the years. I believe just like if you're trying to attain something, it means that you believe that it's possible, which I like for all those folks that are trying to follow their dreams and their passions. And then the second one is, I thought maybe a little on the humor side. Life isn't as serious as the mind makes it out to be, which I know my mind can tend to do that sometimes, make you feel like things are very serious, and maybe if you're able to take a step back, things are maybe a little bit okay. All right, I'm seeing number 1 so far is the winner. And howdy, Larry. Welcome to the stream. Okay, so yeah, I figure we'll just do the poll in the chat for now, rather than taking the time to type everything up. So all right, Layla is saying, and greetings, Layla. Thank you for joining us today. Seeing you're saying number 2. Okay, so while number 1 and 2 are being debated, it's like number 1 is pulling ahead. I've got 2 pens. The inks that are in these. Let's zoom out a bit and brighten a bit. Okay, so the inks that I've got in these two pens are, this one's got green, even though the ring got like purple coloration to it, and then this one's got purple, and this is one that we used in a previous week where all the gold came from. So green and purple, and then I thought as something a little bit different today, we'll dip in some watercolor inks. So green or purple inks in the pen, and then I've got red, yellow, and I've just grabbed some white paper for today. So red, yellow, and gray as an interesting dipping color to try. All right, so while you are all debating the, again, first selection item is the pen ink color. And then the second item would be the dipping color. And if you have another dipping color that you would like to see, let me know, because just over my shoulder up here on the right, I do have other Ecoline watercolor ink. So looks like there's a blue one up there, a brown one, orange, green. I mean, if we go with green ink, then dipping in additional green ink may not result in the most interesting color gradient, green on green, but you know, who knows? Who knows? Maybe there'll be two vastly different greens. And for anyone who's curious about the finished work from last time, we did a piece on the iPad, so it was actually pretty close to finish as we wrapped up last week. Alrighty, and the iPad is in the other room, but I could certainly show it again next week, possibly, if anyone wants to see that. I'm gonna just make a couple of measurements, and then we shall see where we go. Do 5.5, and then 7.5, and for now, I'll just leave this little area for the rings on the inner and outer edges, but who knows? Maybe we change it up a little bit today. Actually, because of what I plan to do today, I am going to need a center line. Ah, sorry, it's out of focus, isn't it? Let me get some lines on the page so that the camera knows what to look for. Okay. Sorry about that. And then once we're done, or once I'm done with these lines, I'll see which colors and quote was the winner. I think number 1 was winning. And just to show you, one of the cool tools that I like to use for finding this, or drawing a center line, I've got this little L ruler, and it can make it super easy, just because all I have to do is put the page in the corner here, and then I can measure, and then just rotate the page and measure again. And since I can't find my other ruler, this is now the ruler that I'm using for everything. Meaning I will need it one more time to draw the vertical line. Okay, so that vertical line that's probably nearly invisible. Let's see, maybe you can start to see the lines a little bit better now. Okay, so let's see, as I draw the circles, what colors are winning? Here are the pens up here again. Let's see, so quote number 1 looks like it's the winner. Green and pen, gray to dip. All right, Carla saying green and gray. Purple and gray from Layla. Green, gray, purple, green. Okay, cool. Well, it looks like green and gray. Purple and gray, green, gray. Okay, well, so far green and gray have both got 2 votes. So if you'd like to jump in and add a preference, just let me know. So we've got folks from everywhere today. This is awesome. How is everything in the UK and in Australia? I have never made it to Australia, but it is definitely on the list of places I would love to visit at some point. I've made it to the UK and enjoyed it a lot. All right, I'm just drawing circles now. All right, almost done. So you guys ready? There's going to be some additional little lines to play with today. Trying something a little bit different. So let's see. Today I'm going to grab this guy and we're going to do one of these designs where we cut out a little bit from the bottom. So I've got another circle tool that will hopefully help me measure out. I'm going to chop off around 40 degrees here. So this design is going to end right here, and we'll see. This will be an interesting test to see if the lettering comes out. I'll draw a thickish line there to see if the lettering fits. The calligulations again. So just to give you an idea, let's grab the eraser. I'm not going to write anything in this area, just see what happens. And then who knows, maybe we'll get some other cool design ideas. Oh, just chopped off a bit of the eraser. I see Carla saying we may be on the same color wave link. I was thinking about those colors today. Well, that's a fantastic coincidence. That is pretty amazing. Okay. So yeah, this could be interesting. My immediate instinct was that maybe I want to chop off more, but you know, let's just go with this and see what happens. And then see what kind of cool effects that we end up with. So green and gray were the colors I think that we picked, right? All right, let's draw a few more guides just to help us along the way. There we go. Maybe one or two more just for giggles. Yeah, down here in Houston it has definitely been toasty the past few couple of weeks. We're for sure in the summertime. Okay, now let's start having some fun with color. So, this is purple. I think green was the verdict. So here is the green pen. Alrighty. And then the gray. Here's the gray. So let's put some in one of these cool bottles. Maybe I'll give it a little shake. I'm really happy I found these little bottles with a screw-on cap. Just because I used to use these plastic ones that I got from Michael's. It's a local art supply store here. And because they were plastic and the top would just kind of pop on, the ink would always dry out almost immediately. Let's go one more. There we go. Sorry if I keep going in and out of focus. I need to keep looking at the picture here more. So I'm curious, have any of you tried these Ecoline inks before, or Ecoline inks, not links? I actually really like them. This should be interesting too. Maybe just give a quick test on this paper. Okay, yep. Ink is super wet right now. I've noticed when I use these pens that often if I leave the ink in the pen for a while, it comes out really wet at first. So let's see, I've got a couple of questions. What is your source for those little bottles? I did a lot of research in trying to find bottles. I bought so many different ones, and these I actually got from Amazon. They came in a pack of 100, so I literally have a pack of 100. That's why I have so many of these little ink bottles with different inks in them. But it wasn't that expensive, so if you just look for Amazon, you should be able to find them. And I did put links on my website, blacklettertools.com, if you want to check that out. They're on there as well. But they're super handy. There's a version that has a cork in the top. But I do like these because they screw on, so it helps keep that airtight seal. Okay, let's start the quote. So, to seek something, let's see, I mean, it might mess up the calligraphy calculations, but I really feel like doing a slightly capital T at least. So maybe I'll just make it small. Okay, so far, I think that green is just overwhelming the gray. So to seek something. Okay, maybe I'll give it. Here we go. Let's zoom in a little bit. That good, everyone? So we'll see. Maybe as the ink, actually I can tell it's going to be really hard to see on camera probably, but I can tell there's a little bit more lightness to the some of the areas, but I think because the green is so wet right now that it's overwhelming that gray. But I think I can see a bit of an effect from it, and it'll probably improve as we keep working. Let's see, to seek something. So the S. Let's go descender S today. I see Yogi saying they're fabulous. Or fabuloud. Maybe you meant to say fabuloud. Because they can be kind of loud in their color sometimes, which is fun. I like that, fabuloud. Today Yogi is inventing the word. That's usually what I do. I love inventing words. All right, to seek, I went with, you can see I already made the decision on the E's today. And can you tell that up here, maybe if I zoom a little bit more, the gray I think is starting to take its effect a little bit more here. That top of the E is a little bit more faded, which is one of the reasons I like this gray. I think you all made another just fantastic choice today. Let's get some more. So has anybody else had any recent Blackletter adventures? Okay, to seek. And I'm honestly feeling like I may have measured out the X height too tall on these, but you know, it's okay. Yet again, another, if that's the case, potentially a happy accident, then we'll just roll with it. Is today any special day? I think Ted's here, so if today, Friday the 13th was a couple of weeks ago, and that was really fun, what we came up with that day. If anyone knows of any big events coming up or fun holidays, or I guess that's not a holiday, but fun calendar day alignments, just let me know. This would probably be appropriate for St. Patrick's Day. Alright. Something. So yeah, I think these letters may be taller than usual, but that's alright. Carla saying, yes, you can see the shading, and you're trying with flex pens. Interesting. Is this like a fountain pen? Flex fountain pen? I love those kinds of pens. So to seek something. I feel like this week's color gradient is a little bit subtle, but that's okay. It doesn't always have to be like smack you in the face colorful. Sometimes I like these kind of more muted effects. They can still create some really, really nice designs. Oh, yeah, that is correct. We do have Labor Day coming up. Alright, we are working our way around. Let's zoom out. I'm curious if anybody else has noticed that every time I try to zoom in, I zoom out by accident. And then every time I try to zoom out, I zoom in by accident at first. Or I feel like every time I have a 50-50 chance, it goes the other way first. Which I find hilarious, personally. Like, really, there should be a 50-50 chance, right? That I do it the right direction? But regardless, I always zoom. I should do the opposite of what my natural instinct is, right? I used to watch Seinfeld. Still a show that I enjoy a lot. And I remember the George Costanza opposite episode, where he just decides to do the opposite of every instinct. I always thought that was hilarious. To seek something. Hopefully I'm doing okay on the spelling this week. And the G definitely has a descender, right? I see. Is that Tamer's law? I like your sense of humor, Bernard. This is hilarious. Yes. Yeah, it goes, I think, right along with Murphy's Law, right? I think something is too. Let's make sure I hopefully don't misspell something. Like, if there's a chance that it will go the wrong way first, then that will, even if it's a 50-50 shot, then that is the direction it will go, regardless of the natural odds. seek something is all right. I feel like we're gonna have an interesting combo of ascenders and descenders here. This one could be interesting. What do you guys think so far? Any other finishing ideas for this one yet? Is to believe. Oh, you're liking it so far? Awesome, awesome. Let's zoom out even. But hey, that time I did it. I did the first try. I mean, what are the odds of that? You can to seek something is to believe in its possibility. So theoretically, if I seek to zoom in by rotating the camera lens in the right way, the first try, then theoretically I'm believing in its possibility. And that dream may have just come true for the first time moments ago. Unless I've just become so used to going the wrong direction that I just zoned it out. All right, Carla saying highlighting in purple. Ooh, that would be an interesting color combination. All right, let's do long 8, long top to the E. And yet again, I've got some color spots that are happening here on the page if you can't see them, but that's okay. Look at what happened the last time. We ended up with a super cool effect. Oh, Ted is saying green is your favorite color. That's awesome. Well, I'm glad you like this one. And I'm also getting an interesting color or value gradient here. Where, because like I was saying earlier, after not having used the pens for a while, the green was more dominant at the beginning. The areas here at first are darker than the ones up top here. So hey, maybe we can incorporate that into the design too. Is to believe. So what did everyone think of the PROCREATE art we made last week? Would you guys be interested to see more PROCREATE? Or are you having fun with me doing these circle designs? We've done a few of them. It's been a lot of fun. We've created some stuff that again, I've said this before, but I'm confident I would not have made just making all of the decisions myself. It's been awesome having you here to decide what we're gonna make today, or what we're gonna make each week with me. Oh, I think the calligulations went awry. But that's okay, because I'm fairly confident I will not have enough room to write the word possibility, but let's see what happens. I must have messed something up today. That is alright. So my options now, because I've got there's no way the word possibility fits into that little space right there. But I'm just going to keep going with this design. And then, it'll be just another fun experimental piece. Believe in it. And then next week I will try to be more... I'll have to see what I did wrong with the math this time. But good to show that sometimes it doesn't all go according to plan. That's alright. All the way across. Let's give that S. We haven't had a descender in a while, so definitely giving this one. We'll just write as much of the word as we can fit in there. Bernard is saying more Procreate would be stimulating. All right. Well, I will definitely do more Procreate. There's so much that we can do with that. I mean, there's so much you can do with any of these. Even just these designs that we've done a few times now. I obviously love these and all of the detailed work. And doing the outlining and stuff. Ted is saying, so it was possibilities and impossibility. Very clever, my friend. Well said. Well said there. I like that. Yes. Fitting possibility is impossible into this small place. I mean, probably if I grabbed like a mechanical pencil and just started writing with that, I could fit it, but not with this pen. Let's see, I've got two S's, so let's like maybe do like a double here. Oh, didn't go straight there. I'm cognizant of smudging here, but the good thing of working with these watercolor inks is that they don't smudge as much. When you come around, the acrylic ones take a good bit of time to dry. So the smudge factor is much higher. Is that a scientific term? Smudge factor? When as it relates to calligraphy? Has anybody else heard that? Let's do the B. All right. There we go. Just believe in it's possible. That's a new word. We've invented a couple of new words today. Right? All right. So there is our green and gray outline, and you can tell here there is some dark goodness to this side and some more light. So hey, maybe we can play around with this side being darker and this side being lighter. I always find it fun just to see what happens when you're working with something and the ideas that come, the ideas that just come out of working on the project that you would have never planned for to begin with. So I probably don't have to worry too much about it, but I'll still do maybe the partial pinky technique today. Add a little bit. A few extra accents and stuff. So I heard purple as far as outline colors maybe and stuff, and I am liking that. I get a distinct, I don't know why, but I get a distinct Joker Batman vibe. Not Batman, but Joker from the Batman comics vibe when I think of green and purple. I just realized because his hair is green, right? And then his jacket, at least in the... Oh no, most of the time it is purple. And I don't think I misspelled anything this week except for the minor detail of not finishing the last word. Right? I see Stay saying, I really like the Procreate live stream. I'll admit I bought your marble Procreate brushes, but hadn't played around with them much before the live stream last week. Hey, oh, well, thank you for buying those, Stacy. I really appreciate it, and I hope you do have fun with them. So does that mean you have tried them out yet? I definitely encourage you to give them a try and start playing with them. So the flourished capital letters that I had on my Instagram, my old account, and I do believe I've reposted some of them on my new Instagram account. A lot of those, the vast majority of those, were made with those marble brushes in Procreate. So you can feel free to use those as like just even some playful ideas that you can play around with. I did those entirely with those marble brushes. So thank you again for getting those, and do let me know if you have any questions. I'm happy to help. And I definitely would love to hear if you've played around with them a little bit since the live stream last week. Maybe I'll pick up pace. Man, these streams go by so fast. I feel like we just get started having some fun, and then snap, already the end. Alrighty. So now we've got some little accents there in the middle. Now is just when we have fun, thinking about what kind of flourish lines to add and stuff. And sometimes I'll go straighter. We did a straight one for Friday the 13th. Thank you again, Ted. So maybe I go flowy today. Let's see. Yeah, let's do just a short one here because it's already fairly tight. But hey, who knows? Maybe loops around up here. And because I'm applying the pinky technique, that line did not come out super straight, but that's all right. All right, so to see something, let's do curve in this way for this S. And then I'm still gonna, I like adding something to the center of the E's. Anyone else addicted to these additional lines on the E's? You can just keep them simple. I always like adding these little lines to them. I think those are all the E's. I'm going to keep it consistent with this S too, since they're so close together. And again, you know, I'll back up and reiterate. Carla's saying a new Tamara word. Yeah, there's no shortage of those, right? And thank you, great job spelling. Thanks. Well, you know, with the exception of this little bit at the end, it's all spelled right. Thank you, Carla. I appreciate it. And Ted saying yes, purple green is often associated with the Joker as well as Halloween. Good call. This could end up being a cool Halloween piece. So, for Halloween, I always think orange and black. Those are the colors that always come to me. Yeah, I mean, I could go around and in, but I feel like that might collide with the other S. So let's just curl it in like this time. And then maybe I can go a little bit more nuts with this. I'll curve it out, around. And then I feel like going backwards for a little bit. And maybe Okay, I'm feeling like a big curve there. There we go. It's fun. Okay, I'm catching up on the chat. Barney, I missed something about Barney. Fun to be flowing. Looks very old school writing. All right. I've been told before that it looks like I should be like writing Lord of the Rings stuff, because I like writing in rings, and then I do this fun Blackletter style script. That'd be a fun project, wouldn't it? I'll admit I was always more of like a sci-fi person. Lord of the Rings were cool movies too. Like I grew up loving the Star Wars movies and stuff. Those are my favorite. Let's keep that one simple. Ooh, I can go nuts with this S now. Definitely want to go left ways. And can you tell now how much more that gray is coming into play? Alright, I like Ted. Ted's helping me. He's keeping me honest with the holiday colors. I appreciate that. Go this way, maybe. Heck, maybe we finish it there. Yeah, that's cool. And then I left myself a little bit of play here. There's a lot of things I could do. Maybe I feel like keeping this one a little bit simple. Let's just do that short one there. Maybe fill in a little of that space. And then, you know what? Maybe I'll just kind of keep the flow of that line going and just end it like that even. They don't always have to be super flowy and swirly. So here is where we are so far. Now let's see, I need to cross some T's, I'm sure. And dot some I's. I feel like I'm signing a contract now. I mean, heck, let's see. I don't know why I'm feeling like crossing the I through this little flourish over here. Like that. And then here's another one. So maybe I'll play with that same idea and just make it a little bit smaller. Actually, that ended up being almost the same size. Okay, hey, you know what? We'll try something new with this. I don't think I've ever done this before, but let's use the curve from the eye and then swoop down and cross the T with it. To believe. All right, another eye. Ted is asking me Star Wars versus Star Trek. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. I honestly, I would probably have to go with Star Wars just because that's what I grew up with the most. But I did used to watch the original Star Trek TV show with Captain Kirk and Mr. Spock. And I did love that show too. So it's tough, but I feel like I'm more of a... Star Wars was more... I think I started watching the Star Trek show a little bit later, but I loved Star Wars since I was a kid. So it's tough. Any other sci-fi series that I'm missing? Any other Star Wars or Star Trek fans? What about you, Ted? Do you Star Trek or Star Wars? Alright, let's do the T here. I don't feel like connecting that one at the top too much. Maybe we'll do that. And give it a little, maybe even a little spike there. And I've got one more eye. Alright. I think we got all of the things. All of the little enhancements and stuff. And Carla saying love Lord of the Rings. Fantastic series. Epic movies. Very cool, and so thank you very much, Carla. And Ted's understood a huge R2-D2 fan. That's awesome. R2-D2 is for a character that only beeps. Is a very colorful character. So what do you guys think? I really am feeling the purple vibe now with this one. But I did leave this space down here, so it'll be interesting to decide what to do now. Ooh, I just got the idea of maybe the purple drips down through that space. What do you think? Let me know. Do you guys, would you prefer it if we finish this together partly next week? Or would you prefer to start something new? Let me know what you think. Because we could work on it together. We could bust out some colored pens, and I really am feeling that purple will be really cool. Let's see, Yogi saying lovely. Thank you so much, Yogi. I appreciate that. So we made, let's see. So today we made the circle, which is not bad progress, and we got to write some friends' names. So thank you, Vicky, Shawnee, Yogi, Linda. Thank you also, Ted and Carla and Stacy and Natalia and everybody, Scott and Christine. Thank you all so much. I'm sure Larry, I know you're here too. I'm sure I'm forgetting some folks, which I apologize for. You're all fantastic. All right, so let me switch back as we wrap up the last couple of minutes, or maybe I could even, let's see, let me grab this purple. Let's do a little pilot test. What do you say? This is a pilot, or it's not a pilot. This is a Pigma Micron purple pen. And then let me zoom on in. And let's just do here, because I know I'll probably okay. Sorry, that's pretty dark. Sorry, I even feel like with 3 minutes, I still want to do more calligraphy with you. I don't know if you can tell, but it is a cool, it's like a dark purple. Let's see how this area is kind of like a Superman sign. I think this is going to be really fun. Yet again, you are all masters of color science. Consider yourselves color scientists, as far as I'm concerned. Let's try to zoom in there. It's probably really hard to see. I would imagine on camera it probably looks almost black. But I think this will end up looking really cool with the green. Yeah, I think this is going to be fun. Ooh, and then maybe adding some... Yep, this is going to be a good one. Well selected, my friends. You are all fantastic. So there's a little bit of purple in my brain, or maybe I'll save it for the future for the reveal, what my brain started to think of. I just love the ideas that come up while you're working on a project. I would have never... I probably would not have gone in the direction of purple and green to start with. But I just love the things that happen, and you are all absolutely awesome, if I can get the words out. Let me move on to the chat and transition there, since sadly we're just at one minute left. But thank you all so much. This was fun to make. Let me maybe I'm too bright. Here. So here's what we made or started today with all of the fun names. Hopefully I'm not smudging the work. Check out all the cool calligraphy art, calligra art. I feel like there's a word in there somewhere for us to invent. So thank you. Oh, and I see Bernard asking about guidance on 3D work. Sure. God, I wish I could bundle that up. Let me know which ones you're referring to, because I think I've done a couple of things. Some of the capital letters were done in 3D, and then I did some like super 3D stuff. That was like, it's basically rendered that I lettered by hand, and then I did some of the work. Photoshop can actually do some 3D work, so I'd be happy to tell more about that stuff. It's a lot of fun. Thank you, Carla. I hope you stay safe and happy too. Thank you, Larry. And Carla again, and Ted, Yogi, Stacy. I love that you're having as much fun as we do. Well, I'm as you do watching. Well, thank you, Stacey. I do hope you're having fun. I really do enjoy these sessions. So thank you all again for being here. And thank you again, Bernard. I appreciate that. So again, really appreciate it if you'd like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. The tip link is in the chat for anyone who's interested in that. And do let me know. Maybe next week we can chat. Let me know if you liked me writing some names like just loosely there at the beginning to warm up. But in the meantime, I hope you have a fantastic evening. Thanks again, everybody, for joining me again today. And I hope to see you next time. All right, so everybody have a fantastic day and week, and then weekend in the meantime. Signing off. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye. I've forgotten how to turn off the stream now. Here we go. Thanks, guys. Bye. I had to end with something silly, right?